Hello there, it's Kathy from Maryland. How are you? I'm doing something today that's going to be great, I think. Normally I have enough time to make something ahead, and I haven't done a snippet roll yet. That's what we're going to do today, but I'm getting ready to take a big trip, and I really want to get this out, and I'm afraid that if I take, all this time to make something ahead of time, then I'm probably not going to be able to get the video out. Okay, so let's back up a little bit. I wanted to make a snippet roll with tea bags. So, because I'm not a huge tea drinker, I'm a coffee drinker, a long time ago I had bought these tea bags on Amazon and thought, well, look, I can cheat. These cool little tea bag pouches. And I thought, why can't I just open them up like so and stain them and, kind of make a little fake tea bag. I mean, it would just take me so long to gather up all those tea bags. A good cup of tea is nice, but yeah, coffee is my mainstay. So what I did was I ripped a bunch of these open like this and took some Tim Holtz spray stain. I used Vintage Photo and just kind of sprayed, a little spot here and there, crinkled them up. And the issue is that because the oxidation from the water, they developed like these yellow spots. It almost looks like tie-dye. I mean, it's very cool, isn't it? It's pretty cool. I even started a snippet roll, and I don't know if I'll finish it or not. I mean, it's okay, But the other thing is that I used a lot of white, watered down white glue, and I don't like how that's like shiny and transparent, and it's stiff. I don't know. And the burlap is all stiff from the glue. Why can't I can definitely cut off little pieces like that and use it. And I might even go back to this and finish it. But that wasn't what I wanted to show you. It's not what I had in mind. So I did give it the old college try, but we're going to do something different. I'm doing it on the fly. I decided to use packaging paper as my base. So I've cut a few lengths. I have about, right now, probably like 2 yards glued together. And that's the nice thing about that packaging paper. It comes in a big bunch, but if you unroll it, it's this big long thing. So I just kind of tore it at 3 inches. And I decided I wanted to do a combination of fabric, lace. I'm going to use some of the Ranger Tim Holtz tape. I've stamped a few things that I thought would be nice. I'm going to stencil a little bit of paper. I'm going to use these Alison Bomber's Eclectica beautiful stamps, her berry stamps, actually called Fodder Berry Edition. And with that comes some sayings, beautiful little poems about berries and things. So I stamped those on fabric, and then we'll do some of these on rice paper and watercolor them. So I think it's going to be nice. So I stamped a few. I have this really neat rice paper. It's got all this, it's just fibrous, very cool rice paper. I stamped some with this archival coffee, so it's just brown. I'm going to stamp a couple more, and then I'm just going to take a few minutes, do some watercoloring on those with you guys. I don't know how this font is going to come out, but I would like to try it. Oh, that came out nice. Let yourself be silently drawn by the stronger pull of what you really love. So this is Shady Lane. I'm going to use these watercolors. They're by Renesans. I'm going to keep one pen. I actually have 3 pens. I'm just going to use these. I like using these. I find that they're easy, so you just fill that with water, and then you always have to have a little bit of paper towel on the side so you can give it a little squeeze. So you basically squeeze it, and so you can really go from one color to another pretty easily. It cleans it out pretty good. I've been using this. It's so beautiful. Actually, I think I have enough right here. So you really only have to touch it. And I think it's probably because the rice paper is so absorbent. So I've been just kind of doing like a little bit of this and a little bit of this beautiful blue color. So yeah, I've wanted to do a snippet roll. I've never done one before and thought, let's try it. So now what I'm doing is taking a little bit of this really pretty blue, just putting a little touch of blue on here. And then I'll go back in and just blend maybe a little bit more of that beautiful purpley color. And then you'll find if you have a little too much on there, just blot it off. Okay. We're getting there. That's the nice thing about that archival ink, isn't it? That it doesn't bleed. I mean, come on, look at this. All this watercolor and just does not bleed. So what I wanted to show you next was, and probably many of you know this, I'll use a clean one for taking these apart. Simply go with your brush around the edges. I don't care if it has a nice wide edge like that. Yeah, it works well. You pretty much can just break that off. Yeah, see, I like that. It's pretty. We'll use a little bit of scrapbook paper. So I just kind of want to dive in. Apologize ahead of time. I have no idea how this is going to come out. I am going to use a little bit of fabric fusion with the glue, but I will go back and probably do some sort of a running stitch because I want to add that stitching just as a, you know, a nice element, but also to make sure that everything stays down. One thing I wanted to do first, because I feel like initially I was going to do all these little squares and they're a little small, so let's just go ahead and do this so this can dry while we're starting with those other pieces. So I'm using one of Tim Holtz's little Stampers Anonymous, those mini stencils, which I am loving, and some Victorian velvet, and I'm just gonna stencil this tea-stained paper and then rip that up in a little larger pieces. Trying to say, sometimes it's hard to work and talk at the same time. Sorry guys. So we're just gonna lightly do some circles here and just keep overlapping the pattern. So how is everybody? Oh, by the way, thank you. For those of you who responded to my last video, I want to just say I'm very encouraged and I so appreciate those comments. It just makes a world of difference. Thank you so much. If anyone's ever hung wallpaper here, this is like hanging wallpaper. Getting ready to go to Italy. I'm so excited. I'm actually going with some friends. I wanted to get something, and I thought, well, this is something I've always wanted to do. I want to start challenging myself doing new things. I even had all these high-minded ideas. I thought, well, if I do a snippet roll, then I can bring it on the plane with me and I can do some hand stitching. Which I could. However, I talked myself out of it because the thing about a snippet roll, if you want to really use it for journaling and cutting it, the hand stitching I feel like would unravel unless you did it in sections. I mean, I think sewing buttons on is always something wonderful. But we'll see when I finish this if it lends itself to some hand stitching. Maybe I'll bring it. Okay, let's just get this a little torn up. And I'm sure I'm going to come back with a whole lot of inspiration from Italy. I'm going to Milan mostly. Staying there. I think I might do kind of like a vertical this way. This is 3 inches, so I think, so that way, that gives me some larger sizes. Okay, and then I'm using music. Be Still My Soul. I love that song. Okay, I think I have enough to get started. So I am very curious to see how fabric and paper side by side, how it's gonna look. I think I might like a little bit of this. Let me just grab a little bit of this. This is gorgeous scrapbook paper. Just make it a little bit more. Here we go. So I'm going to use less glue than I did last time. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Sorry guys, there's one more thing before we get started because I wanted this to dry while I'm working on this. I am really crunched for time, but I hope this is going to come out okay, but I'm so excited about doing this. So I've got another one of those beautiful little stencils, and I wanted to just add it to this fabric. This is actually drop cloth. If I had muslin, I might have used that, but I just didn't have any. So I'm going to use 3 different colors of green: Speckled Egg, Bundled Sage, Rustic Wilderness. And I'm just going to do a little stencil in here and then rip that apart. I thought it would be really pretty. I'll do maybe like an ombre, but we'll do it in this direction. Don't worry, when you see me doing this on the video, I'll be doing it in fast motion. Ooh, hello. Yes, 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 yes. Here we go. Perfect. That is lovely. We do not want to get our beautiful new nails for Italy stained, do we now? No. We do not. Okay, that's just great. I'll let that dry a little bit and then I will come back and tear that up. I'll just plop that over there to dry. Okay. Do you guys ever do this? When I'm kind of nervous about doing something new, I like do everything else except that thing because I'm afraid that's not going to come out good. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm like totally like doing everything else except this because I'm just nervous. I don't know why. It's just paper, right? So I have watered down some white glue. We got a little bit of that there. We've got our fabric fusion. And actually, I think I am going to put some gloves on. I have some gloves here. Because this fabric fusion, I used to use it a lot with my denim jackets. And it leaves like, it's very strong. And it would leave like a, I mean, you have to like peel it off your fingers. I actually don't really want to do that right now. So let's go ahead and try this and see what we got, okay? I'll just get some stuff and start lining it up. I have a whole basket of goodies here. We'll see what looks good together. We'll just get started. And like anything, once you get started and you get on a roll, it's usually you can just keep moving forward. I ripped this up. It's a little different color, but I love it. Oh, I have some really pretty lace. Okay, let's go ahead. Just get started. Oh, I know what I was thinking is that I think if I use my Yoo-Hoo stick, that maybe we won't get it so much stiffness. So let's just lay some of this out and see what we think. I think we just need to start building. So I got this nice, can you see this background white mat? I just got that because I was really tired of, but every time I would drop a pair of scissors, it's just me, I'm just not graceful enough, I guess. It would be this big clunk. And when you go to edit a video like that, I mean, it's ear piercing. And you see these big red, you know, spikes, and that's not recommended to go above a certain decimal when you're watching a video. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna try this, do more of a plastic type mat and see if it makes a difference. See if that makes any difference. And this is the thing, since I'm going to do some stitching, I don't think I need to be crazy about gluing stuff down. That's the whole point. Yeah, I don't think I want to go all vertical. No. I'm gonna just go some different directions here. See what happens. So yeah, it's basically like collaging. And then, oh yeah, I like it. I like this way. Just going a little patchworky. I wasn't sure if I would. That's what I mean. You just got to jump in sometimes. And then I'll go back and I might even do it right now. Lay a piece of that on. Yeah, I did this event last fall and I bought all these drop cloths. Oh, it was so much fun. I did some really, you can use drop cloths for all kinds of stuff. It was remarkable. Like I just draped my tables and made like rosettes at the ends and, you know, tied them and put lights, you know, around the top of the tent. It was just really, really cool. And you know, fairly inexpensive to use it too. Yeah, so I'm leaving on Saturday for Italy. Friends and I got an Airbnb right in the center of Milan. One of my friends is an artist and he's actually doing a you know, a show in a gallery. So that's going to be very cool. Excited about that. I have a reservation to go see Da Vinci's Last Supper. Well, we're doing well. Look at it. Not bad, right? I was so scared to try this because I'm like, oh, I don't like doing it without a example. But I just really needed to just sit down and do it or it wasn't going to get done. And it's fine. Okay, so let's incorporate some of these. guys think so far? Wow, it's pretty cool, I think. I mean, I didn't want it to look like a patchwork quilt, so I hope that's not what's happening here. I think the stick is working probably better than anything. It just is great stuff, because I just need to hold it in place until I can sew it. I mean, don't you just adore slow stitching? Oh, friend who does it, and she's so good at it. And she is just, and I love it. I you know, it's one of those things like when I retire, I'm going to do slow stitching. I've got all kinds of things I'm going to do when I retire. It seems very relaxing and like meditative, and people that do it just love it, and maybe someday. But that's what I was thinking with this. But then I'm like, yeah, but if you do these running stitches, you're not going to really cut them up and make, you know, use them for scrapbooking. Am I right? Or am I wrong? So basically, this is a big long collage. Right? It's kind of what it is. You know how much I love collaging. Is it time for a 4-leaf clover? I think it might be. Oh, the large mass of berries. This is by Henry David Thoreau. The large mass of berries, which when in flower had attracted many wild bees, gradually assumed their bright velvety crimson hue, and by their weight again bent down and broke their tender limbs. Oh, okay. I don't know whether to be happy or sad about that. Does that mean the little limbs of the bees? I'm not sure. Oh no, Alison. We need a little interpretation of that. Assume their bright velvety crimson hue, and by their weight again bent down and broke their tender limbs. Maybe it's talking about the flowers. Oh, Kathy. I wouldn't be as sad as if it's talking about, you know, yes, of course it is. It's talking about the limbs of the flowers, not the little bee legs. Oh my God. I think I'm getting tired. Oh, gracious. I'm sorry. I'm cracking myself up over here. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, so that's going to go there. Okay, how are we looking? I think what's really going to make this nice is when I stitch it. Well, it's definitely more colorful than I planned. No surprise there. I think that I really like this. I think I'm going to stop because I'm going to decide whether I want to put another strip there. I'm having so much fun doing this, can you tell? It's kind of hard to stop. Okay, let's do an assessment. Oh my goodness. All right, that would be a medical term. Here we go. Let's look and see what we have so far. Ooh, yeah. Okay. So I'll be putting more of that sort of thing on. I have some of those in different sizes. Okay, so I've sewed the snippet roll. I did just kind of straight edge around, a little twirly, some zigzags here and there. This is shaping up. I'm very happy with it. So here's my little flowers that I was going to put on here, but guys, I don't like the color. So I'm going to try something I haven't practiced yet, and so we're just going to do this together. I'm going to take a little bit of the frayed burlap, and because I don't have that in spray, and then I'm going to try some peeled paint and mowed lawn. I don't want them to be bright green, but I just kind of, I really want to change that blue color. So I thought if I put it in a little bit of that frayed burlap, we only need to do the one side. Let's see what we think. Okay, let's try another one. How about if I just do it in the frayed burlap first? Okay, that just looks kind of grungy, which is okay. Boy, that mowed lawn is very strong. So let's just do a little bit more of that. So I guess the question is, do I like those kind of muddied? I'm not sure that I do. Well, I'm going to keep going. I mean, I'm wondering if speckled egg is kind of about the same. Let's look over here. Let's try that. Did I squirt that? No. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. This might be more of what I'm looking for. Is the speckled egg with a little bit of frayed burlap. Huh. Yeah, look at the difference. It's still a little. Yeah, I think I like that better. It just has a little bit of gray tone to it rather than like that baby blue. Yeah, see how much better that is? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then those are going to have to dry. So I think that's all I'll do right now because this is going to take a little while. Well, we are just about done with our snippet roll. I made a little tie for it to go around it, and I did a little buttonhole. So I'm going to just go ahead and cut the opening. This has been great. I'm really happy I did this, and I think that I'm going to be able to use this beautiful little snippet roll for many projects. Just the colors are my colors. I think they're fairly neutral and could be used in multiple types of journals. Yeah, so it has been a great process. Oh, that looks good. All right, let's see how this fits. And then I'm going to do, we're not doing a flip through, we're going to do a roll through, snippet roll. All right, let's see how this looks. This fits. There it is. Okay. So I added a few different things, and I'm really happy how this cute little thing came out. It's crunchy. That's why I wanted to use the paper. I wanted it to have some cool texture, and you know, it'll glue down nice on pages. And yeah, and I didn't make it any bigger. I mean, it's like 5.5 feet long, so look how thick that is. So I'm glad I didn't add any more. But these, I would encourage you to try it. I mean, this paper it's just great. It's great to work with. It's actually quite sturdy, so I would suggest it. So, yeah, my little tea bag snippet was a little bit of a flop, but I'm very happy that I just kept going and tried something different. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what it looks like. Added on a couple little charms here and there, different elements just to make it special. Some buttons and string. Pull this up on the other side. These are paper buttons you can make with just a little. You could actually just use a circular punch. That's a little die cut for a button, and then I actually made them out of some, I'm trying to remember what I used. Some special, I don't know, I think it was just scrap paper, but then I put clear embossing on it, and those are really fun. And my little flowers that I colored. And a little bling in there. Here's a little bee to commemorate our little bee poem, a little quote. A little charm. More buttons. And there it is. That's it. So thank you so much for being with me through this process. Thank you for your beautiful comments on my videos. I hope to continue making some creative, different type projects. Be thinking of me while I'm in Italy. I'm hoping to come back with a lot of inspiration. Just trying to put this here so you can see the whole thing. And yeah, I think that we have a exciting fall ahead of us. A lot to look forward to. And anyway, try this. I really encourage you to try it. If you can do a collage this big, you can do a snippet roll. It's just one big long collage, basically. And it's so much fun. And just look at all these cute little segments that you can cut and use in a journal. The other thing is I have a friend's birthday coming up, and I was thinking about maybe using, like, if this was a little gift I was going to give her, you could just take a little piece like that and wrap that around, and just then take another piece of little twine and maybe wrap that around. You wouldn't even need to wrap it. Like if you wanted to give someone a book or a journal, just take a little piece of it like that. And so there's all kinds of, you could use a little piece of this to make a card, you know, just cut a little piece of that and put it on the front of a card. And there's just all kinds of things. So it's just nice to have this, you know, on hand to use. It might be hard to cut up because I really like it. So now I can see why some people just keep their snippet rolls like on their desk. It really is sweet. But I do think I will use it in journals. And I just need to make more. That's all, right? Got all kinds of scraps of fabric and paper and all kinds of fun things, so we'll make some more. So thanks again for being with me through this whole video, and we'll see you next time. Love you guys. Bye.